It's been really quiet on the channel lately, but that's just because, well, Nintendo isn't really doing anything right now. We're waiting slowly for April 2nd to roll around, and I will be there when the Nintendo Direct airs. So if you're interested, check out this channel. We'll be doing a full live stream of it and trying to get a Nintendo Switch 2 if it goes live. But while we're waiting for Nintendo Switch 2 to make its announcement and hopefully get more information on the system and what it does, I've devised a bingo card. Hooray! I don't traditionally do bingo cards for events like this, but I thought, why not? You know, I'm bored. There's nothing really going on with Nintendo besides the new release of Xenoblade. I just want to do something fun. I want to do something where we throw a couple of, things in the hat and we hope to see what happens when Nintendo Switch releases. I'm going to show you a couple of rows on this bingo card and then a couple of things that I think might happen, but I'm not really sure of occurring. Because as you know, the strategy with a bingo card is to line up the things you think might happen and then sprinkle a little bit of fun stuff in there as well. On this bingo card, if I had to name like the two rows that have the highest probability of winning, is like the diagonal row here and even like the other diagonal row pointing upwards as well. And I'll kind of go into detail with that. For the first row that I think will be better is going to be this row, which states new UI, Seaport expansion with my free space, date and time, and new colors for the Joy-Con, or even just in general for the Nintendo Switch. I'm excited for all of these new things. I think Nintendo Switch 2 should have a new UI that comes with it. If you are all coming from Nintendo Switch 1 and you've heard so much about how bland and pointless that theme is on the Nintendo Switch console, then I think you're well aware that it's time for Nintendo to step up the game a bit and go into some of the dynamic and unique themes that they've showed in the past with their previous consoles as well. The Seaport being on top of the console gives me so many ideas on how Nintendo could expand this console, and of course I'm gonna go with the obvious second screen at the top to help with 3DS or DS emulation, and that's just what I'm riding with. I'm sure there's more that could be added to that, but I would really love to see Nintendo announce that. I don't know how possible it is, but I feel like it's not that far off in terms of percentage. I also feel that we're gonna get a date and time with this Nintendo Direct. I mean, hopefully, we've been waiting so long. We've been hearing and waiting about this since December of 24. Now we hopefully get a date and a time that, suits our needs. Of course, you have to announce new colors. Don't get me wrong, I will be buying the solid blue and orange Joy-Cons that we've seen, and I think that this is a very bold design from Nintendo, but I do speculate there's probably going to be either a neon type of branding that they're going for, or maybe they're going to start going with a different color scheme and announce that for the Direct as well. They did this with the first Nintendo Switch presentation, so I really wouldn't be shocked if they did it with this one too. Now, the second line that I'm confident with winning in is going to be really relating to third-party titles coming to Nintendo Switch. We've heard a lot of rumors about people developing for Nintendo Switch and how all these AAA manufacturers and developers are trying to go out their way and use the dev kits, and I want to kind of speculate on what I think is just going to be announced in a brief showcase or even in a detailed view. Final Fantasy VII is a very beautiful game, and we've heard a lot about it, especially for its development on Nintendo Switch. Apparently, from the rumors I've been hearing and seeing over in the past, especially closer in the December era of when this news was breaking, Final Fantasy VII was having some work done onto it and was running pretty well on Nintendo Switch too, so I'm excited to see that as well. Persona 3 Reloaded is not something that is, been hinted at or has anyone's been confirmed with working on it for Nintendo Switch 2, but it seems like a no-brainer considering that we have all the other Persona games, and it would feel weird having a game like Persona 5 but not have Persona 3 Reloaded, which would take on a similar art style and updated HD compared to that of Persona 5. I just kind of don't understand why Nintendo wouldn't put that on the system, and I think the love with Atlas is very strong right now, so I wouldn't be shocked to see that in some type of developer showcase. The next two are very interesting. I kind of am mixed-matched on it, but I've been hearing a lot about Microsoft wanting to really... I just dropped my chair. That was scary. I've been hearing a lot about Microsoft trying to get with Nintendo and trying to increase the bond and put their first party titles on Nintendo Switch. So I've put in Doom: The Dark Ages just because we've had the previous Doom on Nintendo Switch 1 and that ran pretty well with some love and care from the, teams that put that on the console. And then we have Halo. Now I'm wondering if it could either be, Halo Infinite, or it could even be Halo Master Trilogy Edition, which that might come in first and then they'll follow it up up with Halo Infinite if there's time. But you know, it feels possible to see all of this happening on Nintendo Switch, and I would love to see more third-party support, especially from the big giants in gaming coming on board, because we're gonna have a lot more power to play with this new system, and I hope it's utilized. Now, to not stretch this video out, I'll put the full bingo card on here, but I'll go over a couple of things that I would like to see but don't really think are gonna really happen. I would really love to see more of Doug Bowser. I know he's great out there, and you know, I would like to see him. Doug Bowser, I know he's taking a different approach. He's not the same kind of guy that wants to be in the spotlight like Reggie Fils-Aimé, and if you frequent his Twitter page, you can kind of see that he does talk and he goes to events and he goes to the launches and the openings and stuff, and he is there as the CEO president. But I would love to kind of hear more from Doug Bowser and kind of hear his thoughts and see him on screen a little bit. I would like to get to know the guy, but I can't really say that I know him all that well in terms of viewership because he's just not really around. Backwards compatibility upgrades is something I've been hitting on in every single video I've talked about with Nintendo Switch, and that does not end here. PlayStation and Xbox have done it right when it comes to taking older games and breathing life into them in their newer systems. I would love to see Nintendo incorporate such a feature with their first party and third party titles coming onto Nintendo Switch 2. Whether these upgrades being a native boost or whether it's being like, you know, a paid kind of different Nintendo Switch 2 version of a video game, I would love to see Nintendo try to incorporate that, because that would give a lot of games that are fan favorites a graphics and fidelity boost, but also, you know, just help people with transferring from the past to the present and keeping those backlogged games up to date. I would really like to see again a $400 MSRP. Even $430 is as much as I'm willing to go, especially with the kind of social climate of our world today and what's going on financially in the world. But you know, we will see what happens. A lot of people are speculating that it could be as low as $350. I don't know how confident I am in that, but I would really love to see a price tag. And if Nintendo manages to get the price point down, especially like how everything is going nowadays, I would be genuinely shocked. And I think that this might be a very big system seller if they're able to at least get it within that $400 range. There's so much more I could talk about, but for the sake of this video, I'll end it there. Feel free to take a look at my bingo card and sit along with me when we do the Nintendo Switch 2 Direct on April 2nd. I will be covering it. If you're looking to get a Nintendo Switch, you can check out my guide right over here. This kind of breaks down how you can get a Nintendo Switch and will prepare you for the road ahead when it comes to snagging one. Hopefully they'll open up pre-orders on the day they announce the Nintendo Switch 2. But if you like the video, you want to see more, hit that like and the subscribe button. Thank you all for watching this video, and have a good one.